It's all the way live. Live. Live, live, live. Live, live, live. 1 minute. 1 minute. What could we talk about? What could we talk about today? What do we talk about? I'm going to rely on you guys today to direct me as to what I will bring forth. I'm an open slate. And I am definitely looking to answer any questions that you guys have about biblical topics. That was the whole purpose of this live today, is to come on, come off. You scrolling, come join me. Come and get some perspectives. Please come and question me on anything that you have regarding your biblical walk or any type of scriptural question that we can kind of delve into together. That is the whole purpose of this live. Come one, come all. While I'm waiting, I'm scrolling through my Bible to find a word of inspiration that I can bring forth in the meantime and in between time. Heavenly Father, I come before you today, always looking for you. I ask that you bless me with your presence in this space. Cover me with your attention and use me as your vessel to convey your truths to your children. Lessen me and magnify you. Cover all those that are scrolling this timeline. Let them be magnetized by the word that I convey. Let there be commonality between all of us that see me on their timeline and that need a word, a refreshing word from you. Let them find rest in this word, in this page. Let it be a resource to them in their time of need. We have more in common than we have not. Use me as your vessel to convey that in the most simplest, in the most truthful, in the most integral and honest way to these children. Many of us are struggling with things that we just can't communicate with other people. We don't feel safe to divulge such things amongst one another, but we all are struggling with some of the same things. And if we're not, we've been through them. Let there be commonality in this space, Father. Let it be a commonplace. Let people feel at peace and at rest. Let it be a place where they feel heard and seen and necessary. Use me today to convey this. I pray that you incline all of your vessels that are out there in the world that need a refreshing word from you, that need clarity, that need to find someone that understands. Magnetize them and lead them to this live. Let them post anonymously. Let them use their anonymous page. I don't care. Let them come one and come all, and let them come and lay it at the altar. Let them ask. And if I don't have the answer, if you see me not fit to convey the answer, let there be another vessel that has been attracted to this page by your magnetic pull. Be a resource to them and a sounding board to them that they may find the answer with. This is my prayer to you today. This idea just came upon me while I was sitting on my sofa. You know how much I love to sit on my sofa. Use me today. Use this platform today. Let this be one of the millions of platforms that are out there, but let this one platform, this page that I've created, be a safe space for your children to come and find nourishment. Yes, I love you so deeply. Always looking to do my part because I get as much out of it as I hope that others do. It is a blessing to be able to come forward and do such. There's nothing I'd rather do other than this. I love you so deeply, and I thank you. In Jesus' name I pray, man. Well, hello there, everyone. How y'all doing? I wanted to come forward today, y'all. I was sitting on the sofa, and I was thinking, what can I do to be useful, right? And I thought, well, let's go live. Let's put a live out there where I can engage with the public. I know many of you have questions, maybe biblical questions, or maybe world event questions that you might want to cross-reference with scripture. And I thought, well, let's go live and give the people, my fellow brothers and sisters of all nationalities, a voice to be able to ask their questions, to pick someone's brain, to see what somebody else thinks about things that they find important. So that's why I came forward and doing this. Does anybody have any questions? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Mommy Heme. Welcome, Truth in Movies. Welcome, Holy Praise. Eve, Michelle, Scorpio Queen, my other Scorpio sister, and I'm a Scorpio too. Welcome, 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 welcome all of y'all. Anybody have anything that y'all want to discuss? Anything relevant? Anything this week that happened that you think we need to put a focus on? Maybe cross-reference with scripture to add some clarity to our walk. Any questions you may have on the biblical timeline? Where are we in life? Fatsar Sogbe, welcome, welcome, welcome. Where are we in the timeline of life? Where are we as it relates to this book? What timeline are we on? What is past? What is present? Where are we in this? Does anybody have any ideas? I know I did the Bible study on, what did I do the Bible study on? That had to do with timelines. Bump. It wasn't Isaiah. It was the Bible study that I did on, was it Matthew? When I was speaking to, darn, I done went blank, y'all, and I'm on live. Where was I at? Was it Corinthians? When I did the Bible study, I'm about to pull this up because I done brought it up. I had to speak to it. I did the Bible study on, I just did it too. Not the most recent one, but the one before that one. So I did the Bible study on Balaam. Yep, I did the Bible study on Balaam. Your inner child. Don't throw the baby out. Oh, that's what it was. I did the Bible. How could I not even remember this? I did the Bible study on the rapture. And I was saying, where are we on in the timeline of things? Like, do we even know where we are? We're reading Revelation and we're like, where exactly are we when it relates to these things? Right? If we are so fascinated of God and all of the walks of these people in the Bible, are we more fascinated in the story of these people? Or are we more fascinated in how we play a role in this? How does this mandate our lives? And actually, where are we in the timeline of the promise of this? Because, I mean, honestly, myself, I think I'm in the full spectrum of the fascination. I'm fascinated as to the walks of these children, because it gives me a first-person perspective as to how to regulate my life by using their experiences as kind of like a benchmark. But then I'm also fascinated at what to expect. It's like it gives me, it's like a mystery. I can use the content. You guys have to, you know what, are you hearing this noise? So I have people, I got little situations on my phone that happen, that come to like rain on my parade. I noticed that. So if you hear something like that again, you'll notice that it is a technical glitch with this phone. It has a spirit all to itself. Could be somebody tapping this phone too. I mean, honestly, technology. But and that's a talking point. I could put a spin on that. That's a talking point. So I was just in the middle of speaking to why I'm so fascinated with my spiritual walk. And it's this laughter noise that just kicked in out of nowhere on this device. And anybody else like me, I look into deeper meanings of things. Like, I don't take anything at surface level. I don't put anything beyond or past anyone. I'm very alert. And for something like that to happen just while I'm doing this Bible study, this podcast, or this live rather, it's intentional, right? Stuff just doesn't happen. I've been sitting up all day and it has not happened all day, but now it's starting to happen. So we live in a time now, y'all, where technology can work for you or work against you. These devices that we have with us at all times, they're like little personal trackers. That's what they are. Do you not know that there are people that can just be in close proximity to you, that can lock in on your cell phone and tap it? They can get everything on your device. They can hear your conversations. They can see you through your camera. They can hear through the mic everything you're talking about. They can be privy to all of your communications on your device, your phone log, your photos, your text messages, your emails. Just like you would. They would be able to mimic your entire device just by being close to you if they have the right technology on their phone. Now, I'm here to tell you, there's a way to reverse engineer that. It is a way to catch them up in that, but that's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother conversation. But these are things that we must be privy to nowadays, and I'm going to have to use what just happened. I'm here doing this live, and out of nowhere, this giggle. How does that even happen? I didn't even press anything that fostered such a sound. Where did it come from? So, these are things, and these are ways of the enemy. These are ways of the enemy. There are some really unhappy people in the world, friend, y'all. And I don't want to even give them none of my time, because I'm here to tell you, like I said in my podcast and in my Bible studies, when you bring the truth to light about situations, it's not that you're bitter and you're being angry. You just bringing it to light. Why do I have to be angry and bitter because I'm bringing to light something that shouldn't happen? Why not put another spin on it and say, okay, why don't you just stop doing that, and then I won't have anything to say? You know what I mean? Whatever happened to that? But like I was saying, y'all, they don't stop anybody's motion. All they do is collect negative karma on themselves. I spoke to today about Paul. When we look in all of Paul's activities, okay, I'm gonna accept you, Mackenzie. Let's get it. Hello, how are you?
Hello,
Hi,
good evening.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Good. Did you have a question for me?
Now, what kind of question?
Or did you
Like,
request to join me?
my bad, my bad.
All righty. You see what I'm saying? These are the things. But like I was saying, these are the things that let you know you're working with something. You know what I mean? Like, it reminds me of when I was in elementary school and the boy on the playground really liked me a lot. But he wasn't really strong enough in himself to tell me. So he would come and pull my hair. Or he would come and do something to aggravate me. He would find me out of all the kids on the playground. Right? Because I would make it my point to go and go and nestle away somewhere where I knew he wouldn't find me. And each and every day, he would find me. And he would come, and it would be like I would never see him coming. Right? Like I would never see him coming. And he would find a way to catch me and do something, whether pull my skirt or something to annoy me. And that's kind of how it is with the enemy, y'all. The enemy loves you. I'm telling you, friend, your enemy loves you. Your enemy is your biggest fan. They obsess over you. They do. They are your biggest fan. Those people root for you more than anybody. But they just root for you with the frown, like, womp, womp, womp. They're the womp, womp people. They come to boo, but their boo is really their way of giving you a hug. I don't know if it's childhood trauma. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And I don't know. It could be childhood trauma. Maybe there was some, I don't know. Something happened to them when they were a kid. They didn't get the support they needed. They didn't feel strong enough to come with open love and acceptance to people. Maybe they grew up in the inner city because, many of us in the inner city, it's more of a prideful thing to show anger than it is to show compassion. So maybe that's just their upbringing. But for someone that wasn't raised in that type of environment, that doesn't come from that, it's just kind of like annoying. It's annoying. It's childish. And you get to a place in life where you just want people to meet you where you're at. Like, I'm not trying to regress here. You got to lift up yourself to meet me. Kind of like the serpent when he came to Adam in the garden. He said, rise up and let me tell you a word of prophet. He didn't say, oh, let me come down to you. Let me come down to your level and tell you this word of treachery and deceit that we're gonna cast upon Eve. He never said that. He said, rise up, come, let me tell you a word of prophet. He said, rise up your level of thinking and meet me where I'm at. And I can show you a way that you can be profitable, where you can be successful, even if it's underhanded. But rise up. And that is the characteristic of our creation. That is the reason why God created us. Our spinal column, the backbone that allows us to sit up straight, is what the ancients would consider a serpent. Don't you know that it's this spinal column, this vertebrae, that all of the nerve endings and all the fibers that the nerve endings, that connect the nerve endings all terminate from? This is the body, this serpent, the back. So when he's telling when the devil comes to the serpent, he says, rise up. Let me tell you a word of prophet. He's saying, stand in your creation. Stand up straight. You need to meet me in the intelligence of that which you were created to be in order for me to assist you, whether in a wicked way, a deceptive way in deceiving Eve, or in any way. In order for me to communicate with you, you got to meet me where I'm at. And that's the word for us today, y'all. Moving forward, any and everybody that comes to communicate with you must meet you where you're at. And this is what frustrates a lot of us. I can only speak for myself, but I see this happening amongst many people, is that It's not that we're frustrated because we're petty people and we just we don't know how to pick our battles and all this kind of stuff. We're frustrated because we're paying attention to people that have not risen up to our level of thinking, our level of character, our level of integrity. And we are having to go down, or feeling as if we have to go down to meet them where they are. And this is where we're wrong. One should not ever go down and meet someone where they are. If you must go down to meet someone where they are, you've lost. You've digressed. You need to learn a lesson from that. And that lesson is whatever frustrating feeling that binds you up when you do that. You've got to get to the place in your life where you know your value. You know what you bring. It's not for sale. It's not up for debate. It's not compromising it. It is fixed. It is what it is. And anyone that wants your attention must rise up to meet you where you're at to get it. And anything less than that gets ignored. It gets ignored. No matter how much you want to try to help those people rise up, because that's my biggest problem. I pay attention to things because I want to help people. It's like, okay, sis, or okay, friend, I can remember I was there. Boy, do I remember when I was there doing that kind of stuff. Okay. I might not have did exactly that, but I could remember. Yeah. And I want you to know that there's some commonality between you and I, that I can relate to you, but I'm just not there anymore. And just having that type of conversation with someone that's vibing at a lower level than you brings you down to it. I'm learning this. You've got to just learn how to ignore it. You have to. There will be someone at their level that will help them ascend, or they will look at you and see something in you that will provoke them to feel as if they can ascend also, and they will desire to. Or you can be like the devil when he spoke to Satan in the garden. And he said, the devil, when he spoke to the snake, the serpent in the garden, he says, rise up and meet me. I have a word of profit for you. You can tell them, look, friend, you're going to have to do a couple of things to improve upon yourself. And when you do these things, I can really show you how this can profit you. That is an avenue that you can use, but you don't ever let it frustrate you, and you cannot go down to it thinking you're going to pull it up to you. Because whenever you go down to meet it, it drags you down. You've digressed. Now you yourself have to pull back up. Always stay in your fixed state. Always. And allow that which is for you to meet you where you're at. That was a whole word. And I got that whole word off of something that was sent to frustrate me. Any questions, anyone? Hi, Jack Young. Hi, Rashawn. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Arland. Kendall. Chick Shift. Mitch. Linda. Kathy. Brisa. Tammy. Bruton. Nakia. Bruce. Troy. Ernestine. Yada. Uncle. Priya. Troy. Erica. Kayla, Jalen, Frack, Ernestine, welcome Faith, Milton, Lovely, Rastaman, Raymond, Apple, Gladys, Santosh, Crystal, Rosemary, Fat. I think I named you guys. Welcome, everyone. Anybody have any questions for me? Please give me a question. Well, I have a message. I mean, maybe somebody gave me a question. Where'd the message go? Y'all, I'm new to this, so you're going to have to, I don't know if you can type the message in on here. Where do I go to get the message? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay, yeah, I hope that was helpful to someone because these are things that I go through. What do I have here? One new message. Where is it? I don't know where the message is. Val, hi Val, Arland, Amelia. Okay, so this was a word that I wanted to thank you, Val. Thank you. Waving back. Do you have a question? Let's interact here. Somebody give me a question. I know somebody has a question. Something that you can just like throw out there. I was talking about raising, having people meet you where you are. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times in life we feel like we're being bombarded with a bunch of stuff, and it's like, okay, this is beneath me. I need to be challenged. I need something better than this. Like, even the person that comes forward with the content needs to be challenged. You need a network of people around you that challenge you, that challenge you, and that opens you up to other perspectives outside of your own to sharpen you and keep keep your edge going. So, it's definitely more lights can try. Okay. It's definitely something that we need. But I was speaking to Paul earlier before I got distracted by all the nonsense. But I was speaking to Paul and how and I just did the podcast on this today, y'all. Check my podcast out. I did on thorns and thistles. I have a bunch of I use my oils, not my essential oils, but my plant botanical oils. I'm a big oil fanatic. I love natural botanical oils. I'm big on essential oils. And I use that as a point of reference for the podcast because the Bible speaks to when God curses Adam and Eve and sends them out of the garden. We got to understand what happened. Okay? Now, this Adam and Eve story outside of the Bible, it takes on a life of its own. But I'm just going to stick to the biblical version of the Bible, of the Adam and Eve story, because it's a fascinating story. And, Eve is alone in the garden, and she is tricked by the serpent. She's tricked. Now, I said I was going to stick to the Bible's interpretation of it, but really the Apocrypha speaks to a broader version, and it's very detailed. See, the Apocrypha will give you more of a fuller understanding of what's going on here than the Bible will. The Bible is boom, boom, boom. It's cut and dry. It's all high notes. Unless it really wants to go and focus in on something, it will give you a little bit more, but it's really all high notes. Whereas the Apocrypha gives you the backdrop, it gives you the environment, it gives you more texture. You can absorb the story in a more realistic way. It'll paint a more realistic picture to you in the Apocrypha. So in the Apocrypha, it says that Eve was alone in the garden, yes. But the serpent came upon Eve as if he was a shifter. He transformed himself into the image and the likeness of Adam. So when we look at the story now, just based off of that, we see a whole nother perspective. Now, the problem is that they did something that they were not supposed to do. Okay, now somebody else wants to co-host, y'all. Should I open up or not? I'm going to try it. We're going to see.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello. I'm cool. And you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Where are you streaming from?
I'm streaming from USA, the United States. Where are you from?
I'm streaming from Nigeria, Africa.
Nigeria. Okay, good. Are you Igbo?
You
Are
sound
you
so good.
Hausa? Are you Yoruba? What are you?
I am Fulani. I'm Fula.
Fulani. Okay, all right. Okay. So what made you want
Have
to
you been
join?
to Nigeria?
Huh?
Huh?
I
How
didn't
did
hear
you
you.
come to know the languages? Have you been to Nigeria before?
No, never been. I'm a cultural girl. I grew up in a very cultured environment. So I know a lot about my culture, and I know not just my
That's
culture,
beautiful.
but just people, world people in general. I'm a very inquisitive person.
I would love to hear more about you because actually I really love people that study about culture and know more about people that on planet. I really like that. So you're doing a very wonderful job and to know about people in their local community and learn more about people. I really like that. So
Oh, okay.
nice
Okay,
having you.
cool. What made you
Yeah,
come on? Did
nice.
you have a question? Do you watch my lives normally, or are you just strolling through?
No, I've never seen you before. This is my first time. I'm just strolling, being bored today, and all my viewers sleeping, and I feel like let me just co-host with other people. Maybe I can find somebody relevant to talk to. So actually, when I see you, I like somebody who talk just like me because I do talk. I talk a lot. When I see you, I'm really happy, and I believe I can learn a lot from you. And having a friend that can inspire your brain, it's really nice to have people who can you can go with like to learn, teach you something, and you can learn from them. So I love to have a friend that can show me some things, and I can also tell it more about my community, my culture, and so on.
Okay. Well, definitely subscribe, and I have the live open for Q&A. We're talking about biblical topics. Did you have a question on any kind of biblical topic you wanted to run, or just did you want to elaborate on something biblically?
Well, I'm a kind of person that I want to know more about a lot of things. I don't even focus on one thing. In yeah, I'm interested in what you asked, but actually, I still want to know more about. Um, Let me say, is it planet, like different kind of planet, like what happened in there? If possible, I'd like to be astronomer to go outside and see things outside the universe that we leave, like to go to the Mars, other planet.
Yeah.
Like yes, so and actually it's the same way. I still want to know about Bible and some question about religion and so on. So I'm interested in both.
Well, I mean, I don't know about going to Mars. I don't really. I do have a fascination of the planetary aspects as well, but I've heard that there are, and I don't know this for sure. I live in America, and I have traveled all across America, like from one end of America to the other end in a car, literally. I'm
Wow.
serious. Like I've traveled from Maine to California, from Washington, or yeah, Washington, all the way down to Florida. I mean, like literally. So that's pretty much the circumference of the United States. And I have found that because what you said initially about the planets is somewhat intriguing. What I found that in traveling across America in a vehicle, America is not that big. I don't know if the public knows this or not, but America is really not that big. It is not. You would think America, the way that they make it look like on the map, is this huge place, but it's not. You can get from one end to um not America. Well, yeah, America. One end, let's just say this, not America. The United States is not that big. You can get from one end to the next in 3 days. If you, I mean, literally, you can driving. That's a fact.
Well,
I'm gonna say, let's just say 4 days if you drive, at a moderate rate. But you can do it. And so when you talk about the planets, like I want to go to Mars, I want to go to Jupiter, I want to go to Saturn, I want to go to this and that. I think what we're really looking at, and I'm not a guru on this. This is just my analogy on it since you and I are talking, is that because we do not know the totality of the planet we're on, right? Like nobody's ever been up in the sky high enough to really get an aerial view of the entire planet. We don't know it. And so we don't know if this thing is vaster than what we have been told. We don't know if this, we just don't know. But I saw something on social media that spawned my interest, and it said that, and when you look at the Viking tales of was it Asgard and all of these different realms that these gods are supposedly living in, you find that these places are totally reachable on this planet. So if you look at it like this, and I don't want to get off on that, but you got me thinking here. So if you look at it like this, you look at the planet like this, it's a circle. You see that circle? It's a circle. Yeah. And then you have another circle inside of the circle. And then another, and then another, and then another, right? Like that, right? Yeah. So we could technically be all the way out here. And the distance from here to here could be a tremendous distance. And then a distance from here to here is a tremendous distance. And this is tremendous. And so this is what we would consider Earth. And this could be technically what one would consider Mars. And this could be technically what one would consider Venus. But they are all, and this is how, like I said, these are just thought-provoking. This is just thought-provoking stuff, okay? I have nothing to base this off of that stems out of reality, but these are just ways of viewing it. Because how else would these people be able to get to these places that they were corresponding with astrological processions, planets? How would they be able to do it? So anyway, I went all the way off on something else. Okay, so that's all I got. That's all I
got. Actually, you're right, and I can see you know a little bit about the space, and so I'll really try. So tell me, what are you up to? Like, what kind of? I can see your name is Mom TV. I give you follow, and I hope you're gonna follow me back. What are the kind of things you talk to people? Like, what is your TV all about?
Oh, this is this is Michelle Alexandria Mayer TV. It's just an acronym, but I speak to biblical and spiritual topics, mostly biblical topics. I do Bible studies. I am doing a open book Bible Q&A today that you dropped in on. And so I was just engaging with the people that are on TikTok and either listening to them communicate their perspectives on spirituality and biblical topics, or I was going to be able to answer questions that people would have relating these things. So my entire page is dedicated to that. It's dedicated to relevant, real life conversations about biblical topics. It's really to make the Bible relevant in our world today in a real way, instead of it always being in this ancient grandma, grandpa kind of way that we approach it. Yeah.
Actually, I understand. You're based on biblical words, like what godly words, and you're trying to teach people Bible and godly things. If they have any question, right, about Bible, or yeah. So I'm glad that you go into that, because I have so many questions about Christianity and a lot of doubt in my mind, because I don't have exactly knowledge about a lot of things. So I think I have the right now to ask any question about Bible, right?
Yeah, that's what
All
this
right.
is.
Okay, now let me think. I have a lot of questions, and let me think which one I have to start. Um, I want to know the story of Jesus Christ, and actually, what I want to know uh, is how can I say this? I want to know the name of the language of Jesus Christ. What language did he speak?
He spoke Hebrew, Hebraic.
Yes. Hebrew,
Jesus was a
right?
Hebrew.
Okay, so the reason why I'm going to give you the point about why I'm asking this question is because we live with a lot of Muslim in our community here, and they keep attacking us. We have debate with the Muslim scholars and some of our pastors. They do the debate all the time, and they'll be like, Jesus Christ is not named Jesus Christ because in Hebrew there is no J at all. There is no J. The letter J is not in Hebrew. So how did we arrive to call him Jesus? And because he doesn't speak English, Jesus is not an Englishman, and he doesn't understand English.
Right.
And who called him Jesus, and how did he come to arrive at Jesus? And then that's the first question. And who named him the Jesus? Because they were like asking the pastor. I listen to all my videos. If you come to my house, like most of the videos I play is about the debate between the Christian and the Muslim because I want to learn. I want to know the right faith to follow. And my dad was a Muslim. My mom was Christian. You understand me? So they keep confusing us because we don't learn. And actually, I believe if I can wake up and learn, I'm going to find out the truth. So I keep being confused anytime I heard about this. Like in Hebrew, there's no J. So
I
why
know.
is he called Jesus? And
Okay,
actually,
so let's
who
get
named
to
him
it.
Jesus?
Let's get it. Okay, so this is a very good question you have, actually. This is really good. So we're gonna start with the Hebrew house and the Muslim house. Where did this come from? Right? These are the two powerhouse religions of the planet. Hebrew, Christianity, Judaism, or the Muslim religion. Judaism and
Islam.
Christianity are both off of the same tree. They're both out of the same vine. Okay? Judaism is the
Yep.
original house. Judaism, Yahudaism, Judaism. So what happened is, and it all has to do with the birth of the Messiah. The Jews don't acknowledge Jesus as the Messiah. Okay, so those Jews that we see in the Judaic side of the house, they don't acknowledge Jesus as the Messiah. Okay, however, when Jesus came forward as the Messiah, there were parts of that group that did acknowledge him. Okay, it was a big
Among the
upheaval. It
Jews,
was a
right?
big deal in the Hebraic house as a whole. You had some that honored Jesus and that saw him as the Messiah from the moment he was born, and you had some that did not. And what makes it so interesting is that Jesus was not the only one that had come forth in his time claiming to be the Messiah. There were many that had claimed to be the Messiah. They knew that there would be a star in the sky. And by this star, this is how the ancients knew the coming of these prophecies or when these prophecies would be fulfilled. They would depend on the stars as signals. They were master astronomers. I mean, honestly, if you want to call it that, I know in the house, the Christian house, people don't want to acknowledge that. But everything was pretty much every monumental thing that happened in the house was categorized by something astronomical. So when Jesus was born, he comes forth, but when he comes forth at a tumultuous time. The Hebraic house has now been somewhat enslaved. The house is in decay. The people are broken. They have gone into what we would consider enslavement. Okay? They have been enslaved by all of their enemies. Their day of glory has pretty much come to a halt. All of the glory days that God led these people out of Egypt and did monumental things through them and made them a mighty nation, all of that has come to a halt. God has now allowed them to fall into the enslavement of their enemies. And they're going from one bad situation to the next, to the next, to the next. And they're looking for a Messiah. They're looking high and low for a Messiah because these people are very spiritual. They're very, very spiritual. So they're like, okay, we need God to come and save us. So they're looking for a Messiah. Jesus comes forth. Jesus is not the only one proclaiming to be the Messiah. Some in the house acknowledge him as such, some do not. He goes through this whole process of proving himself. I guess you could say it that, or let's just say he goes through the whole process of fulfilling prophecy. All the things that he did were prophesied many centuries before by the many great prophets of the house. As it relates to his name, Jesus, surely the J was not an alphabet that the Hebrews utilized, and it still isn't. His name initially was Yeshua. Yeshua. But through Hellenistic practices, through the children being enslaved by all of their enemies and all of these other foreign nations, all of their sacred manuscripts were rewritten. Everything has been rewritten, friend. Friend, when I tell you, you will not find a sacred document on the internet, in a library, anywhere that has not been rewritten. The tongue, the native tongue that the people spoke at that time, a lot of them do not even speak any longer. This goes back to Babylon. This is even before Jesus came forth. Babylon this is what makes Babylon so important. When Babylon fell, the tower was destroyed. God scattered the people and he broke up the language. All of the people at one time were one group of people, one body. Everybody on this earth was one group of people. And through God dividing them by regions and by language, they held to the truth of their history, but the tongue in which they communicated it was different. So this is why when you look across the planet and you see, in Asia, they have a theory on their spiritual system. In Europe, they have a theory on their spiritual system. In the Middle East, they have a theory on their spiritual system. In Africa, there are many tongues in Africa. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different languages in Africa. And there's different systems that are inherent to those tongues. This is where it came from. But throughout all of these major systems, there is a silver thread that connects them. And that is the truth of their history. Now, when we speak to Muslim and Christianity, when God turned his back on Babylon because they had betrayed God, they betrayed God because they built a tower through ingenuity, through wisdom, through knowledge. They built a tower by using the word. They understood the sacred utterances of the word, and they knew how to make that combine itself with all of the planetary powers and aspects in the solar system and on the planet to create change. Magic, if you want to call it that. It was magic. It was spell binding, magical systems. And they built high into the sky to use it as a method in reaching planetary correspondences, ethereal realms, so that with the word, with sound, they could latch on to these places, or these energies rather, and force them to do their will. Anyway, God turned his back on Babylon, on the people, everybody. And he says, I'm just going to leave you guys alone. I'm going to let you figure yourselves out. You think you're so smart? I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to let you figure it out. It's just like today. Many of us, the world's systems, the superpowers. They think they're so smart, many of them. And a lot of the things they do don't have anything to do with being righteous. Some of them may, some of them may not. And they use ingenuity in replacement for God. They rely on technology to give them their to do their will instead of showing reverence to God and depending on God to do it. This Babylon analogy is the first after the flood. This is the first time that the people would show themselves doing such things. And so God said, okay, I flooded the world already. You all haven't learned a lesson. I'm going to turn my back on you. And he goes and he wanders the world. And God finds Abraham, because Abraham was looking for God. The Apocrypha speaks to Abraham questioning the exactness of God. Who is God? What is God? Is God in the sun? Is God in the water? Is God in this symbol? I mean, what is it? So Abram was looking for God, and God came upon Abram and made a covenant with Abram, an agreement. The Muslim and the Christian house both come, the Muslim, the Christian, and the Judaic house all come from Abram. All of them. They come from Abram because Abram had a wife named Sarah. God made Abram a promise that he was going to multiply Abram's seed. And Sarah had gotten really old and she hadn't had any children. And she wants to partake of this promise. Abram, the promise is over Abram. But Sarah, in order for her to partake in it, she needs to give birth. Well, during the time that Sarah was alive, it was normal for a woman, if she couldn't have children, to have her maid sleep with her husband, and then she would take the maid's child as her own. So she tells Abram to marry her maid, Hagar. And he does. And she gives birth to a son named Ishmael. And God would, through Ishmael, create the Muslim house. And God, through Sarah, after much time, Sarah was able to give birth, and she would give birth to Isaac, creating the Hebraic, the house that all of those that honor the Judaic system, including Christianity, are formed from. So that's kind of how all of that came about. I hope I answered that without boring you. Sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God, you really try. And actually, I understand your point. I picked some things out of the things you said about Abraham having a child, Ishmael, where the Muslim came from, and Isaac, where the Christian and most of the Judaism also came from. And this problem started right from Abraham when he has two wives, which is the maid and the Sarah. I think the problem started from them. They told us the story, but even in the Muslim, most of the Christian, I used to hear the story. So I can't say a lot, but I believe if I follow you, I can keep some question. If I have anything that was bothering me, I'm going to ask you and learn from you, because I can tell you this is for, I think, since 2009. I've been watching a lot of debates between Islam and Christianity. I watched a debate between one pastor in America and one Nigerian man called Muhammad Awal. He's a Muslim scholar that was preaching the gospel about Islam, and also a man called Pastor Lazarus Lopez preaching the gospel too. And the debate is about salvation in Islam and in the Quran or in the Bible. So when I watch that, I have it on my phone, and I have a lot of debates between Christian and Muslim. And actually every day I try to learn, every day, right from my high school, 2010, and up till now, I still learn a lot. I have Bible on my phone, and I have the Holy Quran on my phone too. So if I go to any debate or anyone I see on my phone, I go to the Bible and search and see if it is true. Because if the Bible and search and see if it is true, because if you're not learning or searching by yourself, you will be confused, because you can learn everything from these so-called pastors or sheikh or imam, all these Muslims. So you have to learn it or research by yourself. I believe in research. You can do it by
Yeah,
yourself. You can just
absolutely.
sit in there. Yeah, you can just sit in there and believe anything that your Bible is telling, or your pastor or your reverend father
Yeah,
is
so
telling you, or your
I want
sheikh.
to cut in on that because this is where I go. This is where everyone has to be accountable for themselves, right? Like me
You're
coming
right.
on social
Yeah.
media and conveying my biblical truths and the truths that I have uncovered in the Bible. Um, does not in any way make me hierarchical better than anyone else. It's just that I have an affinity and a fascination for this, and this is my offering, right? Whereas it's your responsibility to get your spiritual dose and your spiritual knowledge for you. You know what I mean? Like it's not my job or anybody's job. Not to say it's a job, but you know what I'm saying? Like the whole world needs to look at it this way. You can't hold what you call a pastor, because I'm not a pastor, but you can't hold a pastor or someone that has a love of spirit, a love of knowing spiritual communications and truths. You can't hold them to some high level just because they have a love for it. We all should have a love for it. It's not something that one is endowed with and another one isn't. And just because, oh, wow, she or he has come forth and has um, offered me an interpretation of this scripture, I'm going to make her my Messiah or my God. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall in love with the messenger. Fall in love with the message. And then allow the messenger to provoke fascination in you, because that's really what it's about. That's my goal. My goal is to come forward not as a know-it-all, because I do not know it all, y'all. Look, friend, I have struggles just like everybody else. I like to have a good time like everybody else. I like to look nice like everybody else. We all have the same struggles. We all do. It's not like, oh, I love God, so I have to dress a certain way. I have to do a certain thing. Hold on. This phone is acting up again. Hold on. So it's not like, you have to put people on a pedestal. When you align with God, this is how it works. When you truly align with the will and the word of God through love of fascination and understanding the word, it aligns you. You don't have to it's not like somebody, I have to be like, oh my goodness, I have to do it this way or I have to do it that way. I want to do it because I'm knowledgeable as to why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it so people can accept me or that I can come before the people and look a certain way so people can follow me. That is not the thing. I do it because I know better. I know that these are things that I should do. But what I'm leading to is that, don't focus so much on the messenger. Allow the messenger to inspire you to be inquisitive on your own, so that you want to go and pick up the Bible and research it for yourself and learn the stories yourself so that it can be useful in your walk. And then maybe you'll go about your life doing that same thing and offering up your perspectives to other people and inspiring them to want to go and read and research and then wanting to go and do the same thing. That's really what it's about. It's not about, pastors debating each other. I'm not going to debate anybody. I'm not going to argue with you. Not you in general, but that's just my theory. Like, I'm not about to argue with you about what? Argue with you about biblical stuff? For what? I'm gonna learn from you. You're gonna
Okay,
learn from me. We're gonna learn from each other because none of us know it all. We don't have all the answers. None of us. And
you're
it
right. Yeah,
none of
I
us.
understand. Okay, okay. Actually, I would like to know your real name, and this is my first time to meet you, so I would like
My
to know
name
you
is
a bit better.
Michelle Alexandria Mayer. I'm Michelle.
Michelle, okay, my name is Babo, and I'm from Nigeria, as I said. What state do you live in America?
I'm from California.
Wow,
Los Angeles.
California, my family is there.
Yeah.
You're from California, okay, that's really nice. Let's talk about something different because actually, I really want to make you as a friend. I realize there's a lot of things I can get from you, which is going to be very positive and impact my life. So you're from California. Are you hoping to come to Africa one day, or do you have any plan that you're going to come to Africa one day?
Yeah, I probably will. I see myself traveling to Africa, definitely. Yep.
And when do you think you can make it possible? Are you that capable of traveling anytime you want?
I have a daughter, so I have things that I have to do to be home for her while she's in school. But yeah, I would definitely it's something that I have planned for the future. Definitely on the to-do list. I would love to see it. There are a number of African pastors that I watch that I find intriguing, like the philosophy, the word, the theories that they expound upon just out of this book are mind blowing. So I definitely would like to go and have some ideas that I'd like to administer while there. But as to when I'm going to go, I don't know. It's something that I'm looking forward to doing, though.
Because actually, I'm inviting you to Africa. You have a lot to see and experience when you come to Africa because a lot of things are going on in Africa here. So you have to be here. And I have to reserve a lot of stuff that I have in my mind because of security purposes. And this is TikTok. Most of my family watching me and listening to all I'm saying. And it's not everything I would like to share on TikTok because I'm not safe while saying everything on TikTok. So if you don't mind, maybe I'm gonna add you or maybe go with you on maybe Facebook where I can have a free conversation with you one on one without because this is public. A lot of my friends are here and
Yeah, just
I
message
know
me
what I
on
mean.
TikTok. Just message me on TikTok and let me know.
I will,
And
Madam Michelle.
all of my social app links are in my TikTok description area. My all of my social app links, my YouTube, everything is in the description area of my TikTok.
Yeah, I forgot your name again, Michelle or what?
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I have a lot of things bothering me because
That's
I've said
okay.
before coming to the life. So, Michelle, I'm going to add you. I already follow you. I don't know if you follow back. I'm going to DM you on
Okay,
the
great.
TikTok.
So I'm gonna you just DM me, let me know what's going on because I want to get up. I got some people that are trying to ask questions as well. So yeah, just DM me and let me know any questions you
I
have.
will, Michelle. Make sure you follow me back because I don't want to lose you. I don't want to miss anything from you. And, I'm happy to have you as a friend. It's my pleasure. I learned a lot from you. And actually, you're doing a very wonderful job by
Oh, thank
spreading
you.
the
That's
gospel and telling others. You really
thank
sound good and you're very strong. And I love people with courage just like you do. I don't know
Oh, well,
how
thank
long
you.
you've been doing this. I don't know how long you've been doing this, but actually, it's a very nice job. And I wish I could be very educated and do something like this. This is what I wish to be doing because there's nothing better than gaining the hereafter. We have to focus on the hereafter, not the world here we're living. We're just living temporary. We're not going to live here forever. So actually, from my understanding, no matter what you gain here, if you lose the heaven, I think you lose the whole thing. So we need to do something
Yep.
right when we live in and do something positive that we can end heaven. So actually, If we can talk about anything and not talking about how we can make heaven, I think it's bullshit. So we need to do something great about our life. This is why I spend a lot of my time doing some research myself and try to be with people who can encourage me, motivate me, tell me more about God. Here I mentioned today, I've been doing life for how many days, but I never met anyone talking about God. People doesn't even want to hear about God. When you talk about God, they'll be like, "Oh, you can go to church and preach." In Nigeria, here, if you talk about God, people will be like, "Oh, you want to preach to me? You can go to the mosque or you can go to the church." Nobody want to learn. Oh, nobody want to hear anything about God. So,
Well, just
my
DM me. I'm
pleasure.
so glad to have conversated with you. It was really fun. I got these people keep sending me these messages, so I have to get back to it. But DM me.
I will, Michelle. To be honest with you, I
Okay.
will. I will drop some message.
Have a
Thank you,
good one.
Michelle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye
Yeah.
bye. I don't know where they went. Okay, you guys. And that was fun. So, anybody that wants to join and do okay, let's see here. Let's accept you. Bye.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Are you?
I'm good.
Where are you from?
I'm from the United States. Do you
Oh
have
wow, that's.
what kind of questions do you have biblically, friend? Did you want to answer or give me any questions biblically?
I have no question yet. I just came here just to play. But
Oh
do you have
my
any
God.
do you have any question to?
Bible study.
You said.
Huh?
Do you have any question to ask me?
No, I'm doing a live Bible study. This is
Oh,
a Bible study. Huh?
I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about the program.
Okay, let me get this. Hello?
Oh,
I don't know what.
what is that?
I apologize. How do I get this off? Okay, friend, let me drop the line so I can get back to my Bible study, okay?
Okay.
Talk to you soon. How I get off of here?
I don't hear you. You said.
Hold on. You got it. You got it.
You said.
Okay.
What?
Can you please drop off? Can you
You want
drop
me to?
off the live?
No. Why?
It's a Bible study.
Okay, there. Bible study.
Yeah, Bible. Bible.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm not a Christian though.
Do,
Yes, I'm just a Muslim.
what happened? I don't know
Christian.
how to look.
Just drop off.
I don't know how.
You don't know how. Then let's just stay like this.
Huh?
Let's just stay like this.
How do I do this?
How they do this? You don't have to disconnect your life. What the fuck?
Friend. Let me speak to you really seriously. Seriously.
Okay.
In life, there are some things that you should honor and respect. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
I don't listen to me. Seriously. I don't care if you're in America. I don't care if you're in Africa. I don't care if you're in Asia and in Europe. I don't care wherever you are. We are all born into the world of light, right? All of us. And so we all have a single thing in common, and that we are children of God. You should
Sure.
never disrespect anything that has to do with God. You should not ever do that. It is one of the worst things you could do to yourself. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I
This is
understand.
beyond TikTok. Listen, it's beyond TikTok. It's beyond money. It's beyond friends. It's beyond fame. You should not do that, okay? And that's just from me speaking my heart to you because I don't think you know the power of what happens when you do such things, the repercussions spiritually. You are from Africa, and every African I've met is a deeply spiritual person. Whether you are Christian or whether you are in a local community of people that believe in a local deity or a local spiritual system, everyone understands that the power of spirit is paramount. So it is very important that you show honor to whatever spiritual vertical you are amongst. Okay? So that's all I'm asking you is to show some honor to my page and my situation. If you don't have anything to ask spiritual, then I pray that you drop off because that's what this is here. This is a spiritual conversation.
Okay.
Okay? Can you please drop off the line?
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Thank you so much. My God. What are we doing today? What has this become? I don't have anything but truths for y'all. Nothing but truths. Does anybody have any questions? Because I need some water. Anybody have any questions? If not, it has been real, y'all. It's always so real. It's always real with me. Always real with me. You love more than you'll ever know. I'll never stop telling you. Keep going. Peace and love.